Arepa. Arepa is that traditional Colombian-Venezuelan corn cake, okay? It's a staple, much like the tortillas in Central America. Like the paisas in the city of Medellin, you know, it's a staple every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Caleños, in the Midwestern part of the country, not so much. And in Venezuela, they're all over the place. Now, the versions vary from flat to a little more puffy-like. Some people stuff them. Some people just add cheese. Some people just add a little butter on top. So for today's version, we're going to do basically traditional Colombian arepa, but we're going to add a little bit of cheese into it. Now, that's not necessary. Typically, you know, depending on the region and the resources, people will add a little fat, a little oil, a little butter. Maybe they'll omit the cheese because of the resources, of course. We're talking about third world countries here, or developing countries. So, but here at the Latin Grill, we have the luxury of not only adding cheese, but using the best cornmeal in the market. Now, pan is what everybody's using now. In the Bay Area here in San Francisco, arepas are really catching on. And I read recently in one of the Grub papers, Grub Street, Chow Down, somebody wrote about being a cross between a pupusa and a taco, and I think that's a terrific comparison. Call it what you will. So here we are, very basic recipe. We got a cup of fine cornmeal, a cup being about 8 fluid ounces US, and then we got a little bit of queso fresco that we're folding into ours today. Now that's about 1/3 of a cup, so call it 2 to 3 ounces. Now you gotta understand, these recipes aren't specific, okay? You know, where you don't have available this particular brand of cornmeal, you may have to actually, you know, cut back on the amount of cornmeal you put, or the fat, or the butter, or the oil that you put in there, or the cheese, if any at all. So we're going step by step, that way the viewers get a good shot. What we have in here is about 3 tablespoons, 3 measured tablespoons of melted butter, or drawn butter. Okay, that's the fat that we're using. So I already just, you know, I simply cut out the little blocks, the little shavings of butter, you know, melted them, and just drop them in there. Here's my cup of cornmeal. It's going to go right in there. And if the camera would like to get a close-up this way, that's fine too. We certainly don't mind here at the Latin Grill. Here's our little queso fresco. We're going to dump it right in there. Okay, and now in addition to that, we are going to add about half a teaspoon of regular salt, okay? Now, of course, once again, that is to taste. That queso fresco, depending on where you get it, can turn out to be a little salty, so you want to be careful with the salt, eh? You know, it just all depends on the ingredients that are available to you, okay? Now, in this case, I pretty much have it down, you know. This is actually my mom's recipe, okay? The one with the cheese. You don't necessarily have to do that. But she continues to be into her arepas. In fact, as kids, you know, she used to make her own masa, make the arepas, the shape, and actually freeze them. And they'll keep in the freezer for maybe 2 months, you know. So every time we wanted an arepa, we'd put the pan on the grill, on the burner, a little oil, never use butter because the butter burns, okay? It has a low burning point. Now, if you use a good oil like canola, sunflower has high burning point, it won't burn, and as you will see in a minute, and you get your arepa. So that's what she used to do. Okay, so got our salt, got our butter, cheese, and cornmeal. So the water, I actually didn't measure that, so we're going to start with half a cup, okay?